Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, we're somewhere different today. I'm in the kitchen because I'm doing a video that's been highly requested on my Instagram on how I recycle my old candles and wax. So if you'd like to see how I do that step by step, then keep watching. So here's what you'll need to do the recycling. So any candle, as you can see, this is one that's completely burnt out, but all this wax around here would be completely wasted unless you recycled them, so that's why I really do this. And then I've also got wax, so this is from wax melts. My mum saves this for me and I use it from my own wax melts. You'll need a pair of tweezers. This is optional really, I've only just got this in my recent parcel, but this is just to steady your wick in the container. I used to just use chopsticks to do that. You'll need your wicks, which you can buy really cheap off eBay and Amazon. A pair of scissors. Your containers that you'd like to make your candles into, and a kettle, boiling water and a saucepan on the hob. So let's get on to how we make them. So I'm going to be showing you two different methods today. I'm going to be showing you how to recycle old candles and also how to recycle old wax. So the first thing I'm going to do is the candles. So you want to get your pan on a medium heat over the hob and fill it with boiling water. Only about a couple of inches deep, you don't want it full. Now this is just how I do it, obviously I'm not sure if there is a professional way to recycle candles, but this is just the way it's always worked for me and I've never had any problems. So what I then do is take the candle and just place it straight into the boiling water, and basically it's just a waiting game, so you've just got to wait for that to completely melt into the wax, take out the wick and then you can get to pouring. So whilst we wait for that, I'll show you how I like to prepare my jars. So to prepare the jars, I always like to use an old tea towel. As you can see, this is completely stained with wax, but it's just to protect your work surfaces. You will be able to obviously hear the water bubbling away in the background, so I'm sorry about that. So what you want to do is take the containers. I'm using this, which is an old candle jar, and this is also an old candle jar. So I'm going to be using this for the wax in the rhubarb candle that I'm melting now, and this one for the singular wax melts. So I'm going to be doing a double wick in this one, single wick in this one. So the first thing you want to do is take your wicks, and I like to use a candle that I'm currently melting and just get some melted wax on the bottom of the wick. And then I just pop this into the jar. Like I said, there's probably a more professional way of doing this if you're an actual candle maker, but it's just something I do at home. And I just literally hold it down. People do use glue dots, but I just use melted wax. It's just easy for me that way. So as you can see, I have now prepped the wick. I am using this new little posh holder that I got, that a lot of candle makers do use, but like I say, I've just used chopsticks. So if you don't have one of these, it is not, you know, the be all and end all. And the wax is now melted, so I'm just going to take that out of the pan with a tea towel so I don't burn my fingers, and then I'll show you the next step. So as you can see, the wax is now completely melted from this candle, and there is such a large amount that would have simply gone to waste because the wick had completely burnt out. So all you want to do is just take your tweezers and pick out that end bit of the wick and then just allow that to cool. So when it comes to melting the wax melts, I like to use just a jar that I've had from candles before, obviously because you don't have an actual candle jar to melt them in with it being wax melts. So I'll just place the jar in the boiling water and then just pop in the wax melts that I want to melt back down. You just want to pop them straight into the candle jar and just leave it to melt. So as you can see, the wax from this candle is now completely empty, and we have basically created a brand new candle. With the whole hype at the moment, which is amazing, around recycling and reusing, this is just another thing that you can do in your own home to reuse products and stop them going in a landfill. So I'm going to leave that to set now, and once it's set I will show you the end product. And as you can hear, the wax in the background is bubbling away, so we will go and check on that. So the wax on the hob has now melted completely, so I'm just going to quickly grab this from the hob. I have allowed it to cool for a couple of minutes. So I'm literally just going to pour this straight into the new container. Like so. And then I'm just going to do it layer by layer. So I'll allow that to set whilst melting some more wax and continue doing it layer by layer once it's set, and that again will create a brand new candle out of wax melts. So this is a really great idea to create new candles for yourself or gifts for your friends and family. I know my mum loves candles, so we always give her a couple when we recycle them. I also just wanted to mention that these make great little containers. These are the glass jars that you get from the goo cheesecakes. We have, embarrassingly, so many of these, so we've got so many of these candles now, but they do make really great little containers. So whilst I wait for these two candles to set, I'm going to continue doing a couple more of the wax melts just to layer up the bigger candle, and then once they're all set I will come back and show you what they look like. I will also be doing a blog post, so make sure you check out that. There will be a link in the description below, but yeah, we'll be back once they have set. So as you can see, here is the final product. This is from the leftover wax in the candle, the plum and rhubarb one. So this has literally created a brand new candle, so it's all set and we've just chopped the wick down. But we've created a brand new candle out of the leftover wax from an old one. And this is the candle that we've created from wax melts. It still isn't 100% set yet, so I don't really want to tip it or cut the wicks, but just so you can get a gist. Obviously there's different scents in there, but I've made sure that all the scents will complement each other. But yeah, another brand new candle created just from leftover wax melts.